We're recording now. The Kmigs and I've been talking for a minute. I said I just need to hit record. And he's like, "Yeah, hit record because I have a question for Badass." So we'll see where this goes.
Were you serious about not knowing that there were games today? Which is ridiculous if that's true, dude. Because he's a Bengals fan and vying for the #1 overall pick.
Did he not set a lineup? So I muted everything when I realized I couldn't watch the.
I think he set a lineup, but he put in the chat like, "I forgot there were games today."
Yeah,
So
I'm rooting for him to win at this point. I need him to win to have 102.
For like 40. T. Higgins for 40 helps.
43, yeah.
But I just couldn't believe, considering the Bengals were like fighting for the playoffs today. You know, that game was wild. Did you watch that game?
I did. I just finished watching that game actually. The missed field. We're recording this, by the way, about how many minutes left in the second quarter of the Cardinals game?
Oh yeah.
Like 5 minutes left in the second quarter of the Cardinals game, or something like that. It's on this screen, which is now your face, so I can't see. But yeah, I just finished watching it. What a mess. Bo Nix, man, I think he's.
Cam and I both had like 4 or 5 points. I had 4 or 5 from Nix. He had 4 or 5 from Chase going in the second half. Yeah. I thought for sure it was going to be a dud game, and they both had a really good second half.
Yeah, very, very impressive game. I think both those teams are good. It's cool getting to see playoff football today. You know, like it feels like the Rams Cardinals is playoff football-ish. Broncos Bengals was basically playoff football. We don't need to talk about the Chargers Patriots, but you know, terrible. Yeah, I'm glad I watched.
It was terrible, but for fantasy, I have Herbert and Ladd. So
yeah, so you can only be so mad. Did you play Ladd? Do you have Ladd in? No, you don't have Ladd in the. You have Ladd in the league that we're playing in the championship in. Yeah, fucking 30-some points.
Dude, all I know is if I even keep it close,
yeah,
that would be unreal, dude.
So I worked until like 3 today, and then I had my kid's birthday party with her side of the family happened today. And I went to bed last night. It's he turned 1. It's fucking time's flying by. So I went to bed last night. It said I had a 69% chance to win, and then I opened it after the game ended because I knew you had Boudet and McConkey, and I wanted to see what the percentage was, but without watching the game yet because I just finished that maybe an hour ago. Yeah. Opened it up and went down to 60%. And I was like, "Fuck!" And then I just kept going back to what I was doing. I was like, I bet you fucking McConkey went off, and he did. But maybe we should talk about the league as opposed to
the other league.
The other league. I think we talked about all the other leagues, not all the other leags, but we talked about all the other leagues we were in today, except for
we did not talk about all of them.
You even made a promotion league reference in another league that we're in together, and the one that you were in for a bit before you graciously left.
You know I'm a degenerate. I wasn't feeling that, dude.
That's okay. I'm not feeling that either. For the 8 people still in that league, yeah, it's nobody fucking understands how to read, and so people are like, "Oh, I didn't know I was playing a game. How did I win this thing? What do you mean I'm not in it anymore?" And I'm like, "Dude, fuck it. It's all. How many times do you need me to say it's on a fucking spreadsheet? Like, I don't. Just so you guys know. Look, I'm looking.
A lot of people to wrangle.
I don't have fun. Yeah, I don't have fun. This is what I'm doing. It's the wife is not home. The kid's asleep, and this is what I'm doing right now. I'm going. I'll put it on the screen. I'm going through the fucking rule suggestions and typing them slowly and methodically, very, very pretty, into a fucking Google Forms
for our league,
as I for the contract league as I watch the game. Here's the major rule change voting. Look how bolded, pretty, formatted, nice. It's in the same order it is on the website. I'm working on the minor one now. This is my night off, and this is what I'm doing. So
I say we increase dues by $1, and then you keep that $1 goes to you every year.
So I get $11 extra a year. That's where it's all worth it. So to clarify, I don't mind doing the work. What I do mind is doing the work. It is a thankless job, but I do mind doing the work in a league of 24 people that don't give a fuck and don't know how to read. I'm sure that
24. For some reason I thought, aren't you guys in a 32 team?
Yeah, that's another league, but that's easy, and that league's engaged and understands how to read. It seems like a good chunk of the 24 team league doesn't know how to read, and it's like. That's fine, but when people are actively confused because they don't understand, like something simple, it's frustrating. So I either need to. We're already going to change it up a bit, I think, but I want to strip 90% of it or not do it anymore. I think is where it's going to come down to. But I got to talk to Cam about it because he's the co-commissioner.
How's it looking for?
So.
Well, yeah, let's go back to our league actually.
Yeah, let's talk about the important one.
Well, since you were talking about the rule change, I did have a question. Like, yeah, how many rule changes are we voting on? Most likely,
lots. If you go to the website, fantasy.
I'll do it after. I'm not going to do it right now.
No, you're good. I guess I'll make this a little bit bigger since we're doing it a little bit differently. But if you go to the website, don't mind me doing this on the fucking fly here. There's a more tab up here, proposed rule changes, and here are all of the rule changes that we'll be voting on. They'll follow the order on this as well, since I just tweaked that. I'm working on the minor ones now, and I'm making executive decisions to try to eliminate some voting as well.
That was one of my questions. Are you going to make some exec decisions like we're not doing this now? We're not going to
Yeah, so poaching's done. Teams cannot RFA a player if they were disgruntled after a franchise tag. And I've got to go through some of these even more as well. But yeah, I want to try to...
Wait, is that not currently implemented?
I think it was a clarifying thing. I think it basically says you can't RFA a player after you franchise tag them, period. Whereas I think I'm going to change it to you can RFA somebody if they're happy versus if they're disgruntled. So there's just some language that needs to be clarified in certain places, and so I'm doing that. The problem is the major section is 14 different things we're voting on. The minor section is probably in a similar number. So we're going to vote on like 25 things. And then it's going to be a second round of voting to determine how heavy. So, for example, if tight end premium passes, then we're going to do another round of voting. Okay, should it be half, 0.75? Should it be 1? Should we add around 5 to the rookie draft? That's just going to happen the following offseason. So some of them are easy, some of them are more complicated. But yeah, it's all in here, and that's what I'm doing on my night off instead of anything else. Yeah.
I do think
last day to submit stuff is like this week, by the way, please.
Well, just because of the Saquon thing, obviously I have a little bit of bias. I don't know how you could do it, but like I'm just thinking of like, how often does a team franchise tag a player, but then they end up working it out and they end up signing? Like, is there a way to convince a disgruntled player to stay? And if so, like, how would you work that into a potential rule? I don't even know. Like,
yeah, so that's one of the things in here. Should you be able to overpay a shit ton of money as dead cap to change a player from disgruntled after a franchise tag to be happy? So like what does that percentage look like? Should you have to... I feel like it should be an extreme amount, right? Like, should it be like you have to pay them their last year's salary as dead cap next year, and then you can sign them to what, like a normal re-sign, like where your year one is crazy expensive? But yeah, I gotta play with it and tweak it and figure out what makes sense. And
because I like the idea, Saquon, for example, like based on player performance and team performance or something. I don't know. Like they'll agree to stay with the team, something like that.
Yeah, and I like the contender discount thing, but I've got to figure out how to make this work. I like the idea of an exclusive tag. I think this could be fun, an exclusive tag where you release them into free agency, but there's like a week-long period where teams can say, hey, you franchise tag Jalen, or you exclusive tagged Marvin Mims. I want him on my team. I'll give you a third for him, and then they get him for that versus he's questionable.
Connor's questionable to return.
Fuck. That's going to fuck me in my 32-team league, man. My 32-team league.
And in another fix you haven't.
Do I have another fix? GG, man. You win, right? That's the curse. That's the reverse jinx. I don't know.
I'll take a look at all these rules. There was something I threw in too about like a player,
Are we wearing? Well, sorry. We're wearing the exact same clothes that we wore in our semi-finals interview. Spoiler alert, we recorded this.
Dude, I haven't changed. I haven't changed.
It's been a week.
Yeah, I haven't changed, dude. I need it for good luck. I don't know what your excuse is.
My excuse is it's cold in my basement. I like this sweatshirt. All
right,
funny. We actually recorded this a week ago. We knew this was going to happen. We knew you were going to blow out. Was it code? We knew you were going to beat code. So
hey, I'm sitting in a different room though. You can see that.
Oh yeah, that's true. I'm sitting in the exact same place. Background looks a little different. I got a bag on the floor. What a mess. Let's talk about the playoffs though. You versus Cam. In your opinion, how much prestige is there to being able to say you're the first 2-time champion, first back-to-back. Like, does that matter to you at all, or do you just, hey man, I don't give a shit. I'm just trying to win.
I've never won back-to-back championships in any league, so that'd be kind of cool. I'll say this. I'm in 3 championships right now, and like this would be the one that I care most about, just because I just think like we all invest so much in this league, dude. Obviously,
Yeah.
you and Code's more, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah, we're all big in this one.
I love, dude. I was like a Madden franchise nerd. Like, I love the like strategy aspect of like building a team now within the confines of salary. I just think that's pretty cool. So whether it's back to back or any year, I think there's a lot of clout with this dude. Also, just for Cam or I to be able to tell Alan again, like, hey, what happened to like the difficulty with sustained success or whatever he was questioning, you know?
Sustained success is the next meme, I think, in this league.
The reason why I would love, I think Cam and you have this kind of all-in mentality, like get these studs on massive contracts. I just want to, hopefully, I mean, we'll see, dude. I like both of our chances, honestly. Like the projections are still so close, and both of us have, rosters full of studs. But like outside of the Mahomes deal that I traded you for, which, I mean, would I have done it again? No, I'm not even starting him in the last 2 weeks. Just being able to build like a really well-rounded roster. I think it'd be cool to win more than once in this. Since we started, that would be way cool. So I don't know. Apparently, I'm like aren't I like the, there's some sarcasm too, but I'm like the, the most hated guy.
No one likes you. Yeah.
No one likes.
It's fun. It's funny because everybody jokingly doesn't like you, but when I had one good season, everybody really hated me. Whereas,
that was because the cap stuff. The cap stuff that you and Cam did.
The cap manipulation.
Out of the cap stuff, but like my thinking was, dude, I can afford Mahomes. Like, adding
why not? Why wouldn't I?
Sick. Why wouldn't I? And then, like I had Tua at the time. That probably was. It was better to trade for Mahomes because Tua was gone for like 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah.
But like, I still don't know what I'm gonna do this offseason. Honestly, I don't know. I'd love to keep Mahomes, and I think I could. But like, dude, if I cut him, I'd have a lot of cap going into the off season, I think, right?
You'd have a shit ton coming back your way.
Even with the dead cap hit.
338. I think with the percentage you'd get like 200 back or something along those lines. We'll figure that out. Just as a reminder, those of you playing along at home, Tua, Deshaun Watson, Marvin Mims, what's turning out to be 111, 112, and 311, 312. So it's not like for Mahomes, it's not like you paid some incredible price. I know that it got me out of cap hell, but it's not like you paid what Mahomes would normally cost. You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially with how much Deshaun Watson depreciated. Mims was miserable until 3-4 weeks ago. 311's whatever. 2 is good, but he's not Mahomes. Like, you wouldn't do 2 in 111 for Mahomes. Like, that doesn't get anywhere close. So in the long run, maybe a good deal, but it's interesting because he's not even started. Do you think that was, I mean, in retrospect, right? 32 points. That's pretty nice, but did that suck watching when he just was doing his thing?
I mean, dude, no, you didn't. We ended up reversing that trade. You didn't end up getting Watson. Remember, I ended up having Watson going into. We like sent a trade, and it was like the wrong trade.
Yeah, we did it like 6 times.
Yeah, you didn't end up getting Watson because I cut him, and then you signed him, I think.
Yeah, he's on my team now. Yeah, so that's what it was.
I don't remember what the actual trade was, but it was definitely like Tua, Mims, and a first. At least.
Tua, Mims, and a first, and it looks like either a 4th or a 3rd. From Kmigs to blind spot. Yeah, I mean, something like that.
Trade again? Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have Mahomes going into the next year. I still don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. I don't know. I don't know if I do it again because I would have flexibility, dude. I could have flipped Tua and a first probably for a different quarter. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think
the good news is that
I thought Mahomes would be an every week starter. And there were like for a majority of the season, he was like very mid, and now he's like a top 10 quarterback again, which is great. But I didn't start in the last 2 weeks.
I guess the good news that you have is, I mean, you keep saying you don't know what you're going to do. That's the curse and the beauty of this league is we really do have to wait every day. Like this isn't Madden where you can just figure it out in 5 minutes. Like there's gonna be I mean, after what, in 2 days? So in theory, from January 1st until May 1st, you're not really doing much at all. So you have 5 months to figure it out, as opposed to one of these teams that's already trying to think about it because that's the best we got. Like like myself. So, how much, just for fun, and I'm not trying to throw shade at Cam or anybody, but when you look at his roster and what he's got going on, he kind of pushed those chips in similar to, I don't want to keep saying similar to how I did last year, right? But he's negative $205 in cap space. Much more flexible of a situation, right? You trade Justin Jefferson away for pennies, or Jamar Chase or Kyler Murray, and you're in a better spot. But do you consider this, like, if Cam wins, it's a success, right? If he comes in second, is that a failure? Because coming in fourth, miserable failure, right? Like, what is the bar for a team that pushes everything all the way in?
Championship or bust. I'd say that's probably how Cam views it. I always thought that's kind of how he plays though. Each year though, like I think he was more strapped this year, but kind of treats it as redraft in a way, right? Like making moves just for that year, which I've changed my kind of approach, but into looking at it a little bit like that. But then you add in the contracts, and it adds, like in my other leagues, I kind of approach it that way. But contracts make it more interesting. I'd say for him, and he'd probably agree, like he doesn't want to come in second place.
Yeah, that's something I'll have to ask him too.
I wonder what he's gonna do though. Like, he made it sound in chat like only a couple things he has to do and he's fine.
Yeah, I mean, he restructured Jefferson and Chase already. I think he can restructure Murray. I have to look. But if he trades away Justin Jefferson and he just gets him for a fourth, he is $100.
Yeah, but what if he doesn't?
$120 in cap space.
How can he potentially keep like the stars going into next year? Is there no way for him to do that?
He can't. Nope, not really. I mean, he could cut Jefferson, Rashad White, and Ramondre Stevenson to be fine, I think. Quick math says so.
There's no way that he can keep both Jefferson and Chase, though. Find a way. Cap isn't real.
Cap isn't real until it is. I mean, he probably could find a way. It depends on. I mean,
I'm sure
I'd have to do a lot of math.
Trade with him.
Yeah, the Wizard. Yeah, I don't know. I think there are a lot of contracts that really balloon this coming year. I think that there are a lot of things to be scared about. And I think that teams that are even in a good position and have $150, $200 going the next year are really going to have to sit and say, man, I really don't know if I can pay this guy that much money. And I think that that's kind of fun. If I filter this sheet, whoops, that's the wrong thing. If I filter this the other way, I think I can put this on the screen. Be enough. Yeah, so Cam's got two of the highest contracts in the league next year with Jefferson and Chase, 322, 254. McCaffrey, 254. Cooper Kupp, hello, 243 for you.
Yeah, but it's free for me next year. He paid for his whole.
Yeah, that's true. So think about that, right? He pays for his whole thing. So Cooper Kupp's a free cut. You can cut him and get $170, $80 back.
Wait,
JT, 240.
Sweet.
Yeah, he sent you cap room. Oh, look, my wife is home. Hello, wife. Hey, my free night and being a nerd.
Dude, okay? Does your wife think you're the biggest nerd?
Yeah, my wife thinks that I'm the biggest nerd. Yes, absolutely. I think I'm the biggest nerd. She thinks this is a waste of time and she hates fantasy football.
I just wanted to watch the Bible.
This is the brains. This is the brains behind the operation.
That is the brains behind the operation. She does actually run everything. She does all the spreadsheets. But there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of massive contracts on here that I think people are going to need to figure out. Even if they're not in a bad position, right? I mean, do teams really want to pay? Do you really want to pay $243 to Cooper Kupp? Do I really want to pay $240 to Jonathan Taylor? Does Chase really want to pay $254 to Christian McCaffrey? Like,
what did you end up getting JT for again?
I mean, I was a first. I said it had to be a first because he was trying to do a second. I was like, it needs to be a first. a first, and I think there was a condition in there or something like that.
Wait, you got JT? I thought.
I did, yeah.
Wait, what do you mean? You said it has to be a first. He wanted a second. You're like, no.
Yeah, I felt like that's literally how it went. I felt like getting JT for a second and him paying everything. That didn't sit right with me, and so I said it had to be.
Oh, you were the nice guy. Wow, good for you.
That was the nice guy. So yeah, I think there's
I hope Nate watches these videos.
Maybe he does. We'll see. Oh, there's a lot of big contracts on here that I don't know if people pay. $113 in James Conner. There's some of them are scary. 110 at Brees Hall.
Dude, that's why I traded Waddle. But I think Waddle's going to go off next year. I mean, like, some of the moves I made this year were just like fully about me thinking ahead while staying competitive.
Yeah. Well, how are you feeling about the game itself? I mean, it's projected pretty close.
I haven't looked since.
Yeah, 14 points. But as Rick said recently, projections aren't real, or projections are a lie, or whatever the phrase was that he used. So is that 14-point lead? You're never going to be comfortable, right?
Dude,
until it's like Sunday night.
At one point, he was up 14. That's the thing. Projections. Yeah, I mean, I like my chances. I really, really do like my chances. But if I was Cam, I'd say the same thing.
Yeah. How do you feel about it coming down to Amon-Ra versus Jahmyr Gibbs on Sunday Night Football?
Would be Amon-Ra and Goff.
Oh yeah, that's right. You do have Goff up there. I almost forgot about him.
I like that a lot.
It's a good stack. Hopefully.
Yeah, I like that a lot. At San Francisco, what do the Lions have to play for? They're still playing for the number 1 seed?
Yeah, if they lose, the Eagles could take it, but if they win this, they probably have it under lock. Yeah. Who do the Lions still play? They still play. Is it Minnesota and
Wait,
and
the
San Francisco?
Eagles play tomorrow?
Yeah. Yep.
So if the Eagle, and who do they play? Who do the Eagles play?
The Cowboys.
So what happens if the? Oh, okay, fine. Let's just. Well,
but the Vikings are also right there too, right?
But also, what happens if the Eagles lose that game? What reason do the Lions have to play?
They probably rest all their starters. I'm just trying to fucking scare you.
That's huge.
No, they play Minnesota next week. They can't. They don't want to take that chance. I just wanted to see if I could freak you out. Yeah, so the Lions are going to play no matter what. I think isn't Minnesota like 1 game back or something like that? Like if Minnesota wins this, don't they take the 1 seed or some shit? I think if the Lions lose this,
I wonder what the Vikings. I really wonder what they do, man. If Darnold makes noise in the playoffs, they're not going to let Darnold walk. They're not. They're just why. I just don't see that happening.
That's a fun question. Who's the starting quarterback for the Vikings in 2025? I feel like we haven't talked about this league at all. We've just talked about fantasy, which is fun and fine, by the way.
Bit, dude.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit. We talked about the rules, clout, or what meaning this championship, winning the championship would mean.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about this. It's very conversational. You're such a natural interviewer, dude.
We talked about.
You're like Tucker Carlson. You know?
Jesus Christ. Talked about Zoinks. Had some references.
Talked about Zoinks. Talked about Badass, which I wonder if I don't think he watched.
We've checked all the boxes. Who have we not talked about? Flynn.
We talked about Nate. We talked about Flynn. Love Flynn. Flynn's great. Good person. Great. We talked about codes. We talked about Rick a little bit, I think. Did we? I can't remember now.
We did talk about Chase with McCaffrey.
We didn't talk about Morgan. So Morgan, hello.
Hello, Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan had a rough going this year. I felt he needs people to reach out, make sure he's
still in it.
Okay.
He's still in it. Him versus Chase for that.
For what?
For the extra pick.
Oh,
it's him versus Chase for extra pick, but Chase is projected to win by 37, so it's not looking good for Morgan. So probably do need a wellness check, Nate, if you can take care of that.
He still has a shit ton of picks for next year. We talked about that last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I wonder what Allen's gonna do, dude. Can't believe I fucking beat him,
sustained success isn't real, so he probably blows it all up, right?
What?
Sustained success isn't real. Yeah. He probably blows it up.
It's pretty wild how he made it. He really, the division helped, but not until the end did injuries really start to like pick up with him. But I don't know, just wild.
Allen's got some decisions to make this offseason. You want to talk about a team with an interesting offseason. $374,
Why?
so a good amount of cap room, but only 8 players on the roster. Mark Andrews expiring, DJ Moore expiring, Pickens expiring, Shakir expiring, CeeDee Lamb expiring. Lots of decisions. Yeah. I think he has his first still.
Go to my roster real quick. I don't have a crazy amount of cap, but I think I have an okay number of guys.
Buck 52.
Your contract. What?
You have 152.
Yeah, but not guys under contract, and then knowing that I can do that with Cup, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's money given to you because that's how it works for everybody else. Let's you want to pull up? We'll pull up a calculator live on screen.
Yeah, let's pull up a
off-season. Let's do an off-season cut calculator, made by yours truly. Yeah. So Mahomes is 338 next year. So you can cut him and 169 dead cap. 144 dead cap. So you get about 200 back. And what was Cup? 230, 243.
Yeah.
The 103. So you get on. So you could cut Mahomes and Cup and get like $350 back.
So I'd have $500.
Yep.
500 real dollars.
500 real dollars. You can withdraw at any time.
Yeah, withdrawal at any time. I think we need to implement the chance cards. We should probably cut the interview because we're just gonna keep going off.
Yeah, we probably will.
But Cam, good luck. Seriously, I mean it. Good luck, dude. I think one of the division. It was one of us.
Even though we had a whole bit this whole time, we've been trying to make happen.
Oh yeah, dude, Cam. The whole if he even listens this long, the whole plan was for you.
I don't think anybody's gonna listen this long.
To jump on the interview, Rick will to jump on the interview with Blind, and then me just crash it.
Yeah,
and
you're gonna be like, you're gonna be 2-3 minutes in talking about whatever, and then you were just gonna join in and just immediately start talking shit. And so we had it. We were trying to do it on the Monday or whatever it was. Was it Monday, Tuesday, earlier this week? And then we were gonna do Friday. Then we we're gonna do today. But
and I had gnarly food poisoning yesterday. He bailed. Whatever.
Yeah, but Cam has a social life and went out with friends. Fucking imagine, dude. Imagine going out with friends when there's football on TV.
Imagine going out with friends when you owe your $75 due league commissioner an interview. I mean,
imagine having
what's
friends.
What's wrong with you? Cam needs kids, so life becomes so much smaller.
Yeah, don't do it.
Like sometimes I'm like, hey wife, I have a really nerdy interview. I swear, I have a really nerdy interview to do for fantasy football. Can you put the kids down? And I've come to, and literally, it's my out.
Yeah.
It's my out, dude.
It's my out. Yeah. It's my out, and I just get my eyes rolled. But when I went through the numbers last night, it said what I'm projected to win from underdog, from all my best ball drafts, what I'm projected to win from another fix, and then the fact that I was supposed to win my 32 team league until Kamara and Connor get ruled out.
Dude, that no fun league that I commissioned.
I'm leaving that league, by the way, this year. Sorry.
For what?
I'm gonna leave that league this year. I think I paid already. I think I paid already for 25, so I'd rather leave when there's a year paid for someone to take over.
Why are you gonna leave? Because it's so much money.
I'm in so many leagues. It's my team. So I'm in so many leagues. My team is absolute dog shit in that league. I've already paid a year, so I don't feel bad about leaving in 25. And I've got to cut down, and it just makes sense to leave leagues that I don't care as much about.
I'm leaving a $150 buy-in league, and it's because my team is okay. I've talked about this in our league chat, but like for the most money, like it's the highest stake league I'm in, and like 14 teams. It's just not super engaging, dude. Like there's teams that just don't trade, don't talk, don't answer messages. Yeah. I don't expect them to be on 24/7, but like
we can't expect it to be like our league. But dude, for you to never get back to me,
like, dude, you're paying like for me, it's just if I'm paying $150 buy-in, given all the other leagues I'm in, like I'd expect like
I want to be in the league.
Activity.
It's surprising, isn't it? So I feel like it's surprising. I feel like you expect people to be more intelligent and make better decisions, be more active in higher money leagues. But I found that people are just as fucking stupid. Like it's the same thing. They just have more money. Like part of me thinks you could really turn a profit by creating leagues with a very specific rule set and then just exploiting that rule set in higher buy-in leagues. And within like the realms of realism. So like two tight end with a 1 point premium league. Like me and two other guys ran the fucking league because nobody else was drafting tight ends.
The end of this because I wanted to clarify something real quick. Sorry.
Okay, yeah.
I literally had no idea that I could cut Cup and still get money back for that. I thought that the money that
was tied to the contract.
That makes sense. The money he gave me is just like
it's just money.
Still,
it's just money.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he gave you Cooper Cup, and he also gave you $240 next year for your what ended up being your first. So yeah, ended up being a thing.
That's an easy decision.
Yeah, it is a very easy decision. Trade him for a fourth to Cam. Maybe Cam
Why not?
needs more.
Trade him for
Cam
Justin
needs
Jefferson.
more overpriced wide receivers. Yeah.
Justin, I'll give him Cooper Cup and a fourth. Or no, will we have fifths next year?
No, I think if that gets voted through, we'll do it in
25. The year after.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for our league, given the contracts, definitely add a fifth round. The size of the rosters.
I think it's fine. But that'll do it. Final thoughts?
Okay.
We already did the final thoughts thing, kind of, but
not much. I think that Cam owes us an interview.
I'll try to get him tomorrow morning. We'll see.
Good luck with
that. It can't be 32 minutes of other league talk, though, but we'll see how it goes.
Oh, my God. We were on for 32 minutes. All right, man. Take it easy.
Yeah, I'll see you, brother.